Let's look at this real quick on the 2 minute. Now, this is one thing that's nice for you 2 minute EWOers on this. So you guys already knew we had a pre-market high of, our pre-market setup was 192.20. You can see that every time it get up to about, what is this, 192.40, it pulled back. Now, if you look at this on the 2 minute, so this is 1, 2, 3, and now look at where support is. The 200, the 200, the 200. Everybody see that?
Yeah.
So it's every single time this is your channel until it decides to break one way or the other. But that is the channel, and it's done it all day long today. So what Chris has right now is analysis paralysis. This just means he's over stressing out about everything that's going on. So number one, you always have to identify what kind of trade or trader are you going to do on this position. Chris, are you a scalper or a 2 minute EWO rider? Which one? And you can't combine both.
I've done both separately successfully, depending on which stock I'm in.
All right. So that's the other thing that's going to start to jack your brain up is because you are using two completely different strategies. Let's start with the first strategy. Ready?
Yes.
2 minute EWO. Everybody look at the 2 minute time frame. So remember, we always want to wait first couple of minutes at the bell, which is typically 2 to 4 minutes, which is usually going to be the first couple of candles. Right here, your first set of candles. Here's 1, here's 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So this is all in a red already 2 minute EWO. So it's already signaling to the downside right at the open, pulls back, breaks VWAP, pops to the upside. This is not telling you, this is not green, right? So this is not a green trade, right? So you already know this is not a 2 minute EWO to the upside. So are we on the same page so far?
Yes. Overall, it's in a downtrend even before the market opened.
That's correct. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Everybody stay with me. Hold off questions. Moderators, kill those microphones when you hear them.
Then it's stuck in the chop zone for a while, so I don't touch it.
Yep. And now, right? So this one's a little bit tougher because we were already there. This is it. So you guys have a choice. Once it does break below VWAP, you can enter the 2 minute trade. It's completely up to you. Otherwise, of course, you'll miss the whole thing. But you already know once it broke below the 200, or I'm sorry, VWAP, you already know that's a go, go, go. Now, if you're sitting on all of them though, which is VWAP, pre-market setup, and the 200, this right here would have been your buy-in, right? If you were in analysis paralysis, all of this, everybody, can you see my screen? So if you already broke VWAP, you already broke the 200, you already broke the pre-market, isn't that a good indication to the downside? What else is left? There's nothing left, right? Now let's look at if you're a scalper. You ready, Chris? So right here, let's look at the 1 minute. Same thing. If we're looking at the 1 minute, right, the overall trend is to the downside, so we have to be extra cautious. We saw that it bounced on the 200. This right here is a call. That's support right here. Broke through VWAP. Great. You're in a good trade. Then it stopped right here. This, of course, is the Widowmaker. It would pull. You, of course, would get out here. So you made a little bit from here to here. No big deal. If you were a scalper, then it breaks VWAP. Now you're really close to this right here. This is why I tell you to be careful. This is what you were talking about. So now we're in a different style trade. This is where I said be careful. Because you're breaking through VWAP, but you're sitting on our level, which means wait till it breaks below, which is right here. And then what you said was, well, you got to be careful of the 200. You're absolutely right. So you have here and here. This is a baby channel to trade. If you're not ready for this little channel, all you need to do, again, just like with that 200, wait for confirmation. So now you had break of VWAP, break of pre-market setup, and now the break of the 200. This doesn't get any better of a trade setup than that. So even if you waited in all the soup, 1, 2, 3, hammer this pig home. Yes? Yeah, and don't worry about that, right? It's always going to breathe up and down, and it's going to stair step, and right? You're going to get into the trade and then it's going to pop up. This shouldn't panic you. And then you get the nice, beautiful Widowmaker. You're like, yay. Then you get a buyer's candle. So if I was a scalper, hold on. So if I was a scalper, I would have got out immediately right here. You see this candle? That would have told me to get out. It popped back up. Then it immediately pulled back. So right here was resistance. You can clearly see it, and you're below VWAP, starting to trend down. You can hammer this pig, then you break the low a day again, right? Do you see how this works? So completely different from a scalper to a 2-minute EWO, just like right here. Look at this. These are puts again. So it came down, stair stepped up, came down, stair stepped up, came down. Now you're waiting for it to break right here. If it breaks right here, bang, I'm going to go into puts. If it bounces, this will then become support, and this would be calls. And if it's going to be calls, it's going to ride right back up to here. And then here's my channel. So this is going to be call level up here, and this is going to be put level down here. Makes sense? Okay, good.